I'm kind of torn on whether or not to do this demo. The guitar is done, but I need to order a nut slot file kit for my 11 gauge strings because this nut, the slots are too shallow, so it's making it kind of sharp when I play chords or notes. But you'll still be able to get an idea of how the pickups sound and all that sort of deal. It won't sound perfect because the tuning's not going to be great, but it is what it is. I'll order a set of files this next week. But in case you've never done filing before, when you have the guitar kind of flat on the surface, it's hard to set it up like this, but you fret it here on the second fret, and the string should be pretty close to that fret right there. It should be almost touching it. And mine's got like 3 picks thickness, so it's definitely way too high. And what happens when it's not deep enough is when you play a note, it's sharp. It gets better the further you get away from the nut, but yeah, it makes cowboy chords sound funky because it's out of tune because the slots aren't as deep as they should be. So the normal thing you do is you get the correct size slots. You do a little bit at a time, little files, put the string back in, check it, do a little bit more, check it. Make sure you don't take too much out because it's easier to take more away than it is to put it back. At any rate, that's enough about nut technology. This is the Walnut. I don't know, you could say Jazzcaster or Telemaster. People call it two things. Most people say Telemaster, but I think it looks more like a Jazzmaster with Tele stuff than a Telecaster with Jazzmaster stuff. So I think of it as a Jazzcaster. The pickups. This is actually kind of a funky one because it's normally Jazzcaster or Telemaster just has the neck and the bridge, and it normally has a Telecaster neck pickup and Telecaster bridge on essentially a Jazzmaster body. This one's got a Telecaster neck, so it's got the smaller Telecaster headstock there. It's got Cluson tuners, rosewood fretboard, maple neck, bone nut. But this one, you might notice, is more like a Strat, or they call it a Nashville Telecaster, where it has the middle pickup. And it is wired like a Strat. It's got well, sort of like a Strat. Still only got one volume and one tone, but it's got the 5-way switch, so you can do the Strat pickup settings or selections. So you can do neck and middle and bridge, and then bridge. And these pickups I had custom made to be like my Stratocaster set that I demoed recently by the same builder because I really liked how those sounded. And so I thought it'd be kind of cool to get kind of a mix between a Strat, a Telecaster, and a Jazzmaster. This 2-piece walnut body from Warmouth, it's hefty. I mean, if you've used walnut before, it's a heavy wood, but it is very pretty. And then I have a Tom Petty neck plate. Don't know why. He never really used this type of thing. I mean, he used Telecaster, so I guess I could argue that, but I didn't have a Telecaster neck pickup put in this. It's a Strat neck pickup. It's a Strat middle. And even though it is a Telecaster bridge, he wound it like a Strat pickup, so it sounds more like a Strat than a Telecaster. But it does have the Telecaster control plate. Fender 6 saddle bridge, so I can intonate each saddle individually. Some tones. Let's start with the bridge pickup. I'm so not loving that nut. Let's see if I play higher up. Even though its tuning is funky because of the nut needing to be filed, I can already tell that I'm gonna like the pickups. The bridge pickup, and a Telecaster can be a lot brighter than this. This Sounds like a good Strat bridge, or a good Telecaster bridge can be less bitey too. The middle and bridge pickup, which is the normal Strat quack. Definitely has that Strat sound. Middle pickup. Oh, and if you're wondering, these are meant to sound like 59 Stratocaster pickups. Same with the others that I had made for my Mike McCready style Stratocaster, which has 59 style pickups in it as well. Neck and middle. Neck by itself. So neck, middle, bridge, bridge, in between middle and bridge, middle, neck and middle, and then neck. And then, of course, volume and the tone pot. So I'm pretty confident once I get the nut sorted out so that it's not so poorly slotted. I mean, it's slotted fine, it's just not deep enough, and so it's throwing everything out of tune. It is intonated properly. I do have the action set, it's just I can't get the sound right because these slots are so high. But I'll get that fixed, and it'll be a good learning process for me. Hopefully you enjoyed getting a sort of a idea of how this one sounds and how it turned it out.